Couldn't play golf this weekend because it was so miserable.
Dear.
I'm glad to hear it's improving.
Excellent. Well, I'm glad about that for you.
Yeah, and you like that game.
Yes, of course.
And perhaps it would have been time to go shopping on the high street to avoid all the rain.
Stay indoors.
But there are lots of jobs that are at risk on the high street. And we've already heard that lots of stores are struggling on the high street, chains are struggling. Vic, you're taking a look at this.
Yes, of course, because the retail sector is one of the biggest employers in the UK. So we've been looking at some of those numbers, and lots of those big names have either been closing down altogether or reducing the number of stores that they run. We're talking about the likes of Toys R Us, Debenhams, Mothercare, House of Fraser, for example. We've crunched the numbers and we've found that about 20,000 jobs have been lost from the high street and another 20,000 are at risk. According to research from Lancaster University, of those that have lost their job, only a third went back into the industry. This is John's story.
I'm John. I've worked in retail for just over 42 years. I've been made redundant 5 times. Most recently this year with Carpetright. Very first thought, uh-oh, there we go again. Wasn't foreseen. It came completely out of the blue. And I just learned to take a step back. I couldn't affect it, find myself another job and dust myself down and carry on. Watch that rug. I'm still working in retail because somebody once likened me to a stick of Blackpool rock. They said if they cut my arm off, it would just say retail all the way through. So I just find the rapport you can build up with clients and just making them smile. You can't make the choice for them, you just have to help them and cajole them along. And when they make the right choice, you've got a customer for life. I personally disagree with online retail because it's going to drive bricks and mortar retail into the ground. I think there's a place for both. If you are made redundant, don't panic, just take a step back. Find the company that you want to work for. There's plenty of jobs out there. If you have to take a lower position, take one. If I can do it, anybody can do it.
Good advice from John there. Now, Geraint Johns is from Lancaster University Management School and joins me now. Thank you very much for coming in. You've been looking quite closely at this sector, haven't you, the retail sector. What have you found?
Yes, I've been looking at data from the Labour Force survey over 5 years, and that allows you to follow individuals through over a period of 5 quarters. So I've studied specifically people that were working in retail, but they've lost their jobs in retail, and I've looked then at what they've gone on to do. I'm finding that many of them get back into jobs reasonably quickly, certainly within the first few months. But most of those that do get back into jobs don't find new jobs in retail. About a third do get back into retail, but 2/3 don't.
So of those 2/3, where are they going? If you say that they're finding it quite easy to get back into work, are they going into different sectors or self-employed?
Yes, they're going where there is work. So very often they're going into some of the services that use the same kind of skills as they need to use in the retail sector. A lot are going into health and social services, about 16% go there, about 12% go into education, 12% also into manufacturing. So they're going to a whole variety of industries.
Okay, and you say that therefore the skills must be transferable if they're using the same sorts of skills into different industries. But how transferable are they if they are the more traditional retail jobs, maybe sales floor managers, store managers? We don't need so many people like that these days.
Of course, we're looking at retail as an industry, and there are many different occupations in there. So there are financial managers, accountants, human resource managers, there are cleaners. And those kinds of jobs are needed in every industry, and those are very transferable skills. For people who are involved specifically in sales, they've got people skills that matter in a lot of industries, and they help them get jobs elsewhere.
Now, the British Retail Consortium have said, well, yes, we're going to have, something like 900,000 fewer jobs in retail by 2025 or something like that. But don't worry, the jobs that will remain will be better paid, and there'll be different kinds of jobs, perhaps jobs that don't exist at the moment. Do you believe that?
Yes, it's very difficult to look into a crystal ball and see what jobs will exist in 10 years' time, given the speed at which technology is changing the nature of the labour market. But what we have been seeing over the last 15 years or so is a polarisation of the labour market. So there are more jobs at the top end of the skills distribution, more at the bottom, and a gulf in the middle. And that's what's happening in retail. A lot of those skills in the middle are being replaced.
OK, Geraint Johns, thank you very much. Thank you for taking us through your research. 5 years of research.
It's a lot of work. Thanks very much.